once, like only 2 people I see where are 11 present. Excuse me, boys, hurry up. Abdul Rafi,
Yes, sir.
you are there. Okay, Abdullah Subhan, I will call your name once only. What's the problem? Why aren't you turning the cam on? What's wrong with you guys? I mean, you ignore the instruction simply without giving it even a second thought that I'm persistently saying this. Why aren't you turning the cam and you are not moved? I mean, do you think that by sitting at another place across monitors, the person who we talking to, or any other one, I don't take myself in person, but any other one, these instructions are meaningless? You will do whatever you want to do? Now pay attention to, already a lot of time is wasted. Pay attention to me. We can't do like this. We have to be very quick, settle down and start our lesson. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, tell me which topic we were doing the last time. Do you remember?
Sir, the
Sir,
round
we have to
table
Allahabad
conference.
address.
Roundtable conference is not Allahabad address, dear.
Sir, we have to Allahabad address today.
Dear, my point is that we done with Allahabad address, right? We are not doing Allahabad address now. We were on roundtable conferences. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We did first roundtable conference. Okay. Please follow. Keep the track. Follow up of this. Okay. So 1 second, please. I need to get this one. Okay. See, chapter number 8. We are done with commission report and all that. Allahabad address. First roundtable conference was done. So, what happened during the first roundtable conference, and why was the second roundtable conference? Okay. Can somebody tell me why these roundtable conferences were called? Now 3 people left, rest of you left the camp. Okay, I will see this. I will today. Now I can't spend more time on this. In the next class, I will give you good time to discuss about this situation. What is wrong with you? Tell me, hey everyone, listen. Why were these roundtable conferences called? What was the agenda? What was the issue? What was happening? I've already introduced the topic. We did one. So can you come with this simple answer? Just one sentence. Any one of you, raise your hand. Why did British government convened, held these conferences? I'm waiting. Have you heard the question? Excuse me, why are not you responding? Either you know or not, you have to respond. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes.
So what do you mean by keeping silent? Like what is this? If I ask a question you don't know, you will keep silent?
So it was for the
If you remain
discussion of this session.
if you remain silent, what is this said again, Mubashir Hussain? Hello?
It was for the discussion of the Simon Commission.
About Simon Commission. Okay, right. Anyone else? Hurry up. And I
Like gave his 14 points, and Nehru made his reports. So they didn't know what to choose, so they were trying to make a discussion in between so that both parties be favored and both be happy.
Okay, fine. I appreciate. This is a response which is much related to just simply. You can put it in other ways as well, which would be more direct. Uh, the rest of you, we are talking about this chapter number 8. It's been 2 weeks now. We spent 3, 4 classes. We discussed Simon Commission. We discussed Narrow Report. We discussed 14 points. And I emphasize a lot upon this, that what was happening there, what was the main issue, and we were talking about that this was about the future constitution of India, the future law, the reforms to be introduced in India. So British sent a commission to assess the working of present reforms and suggest for future proposals, future reforms. Indian rejected. They set up a committee. Nehru report were presented, which should have been Indian views about the future reform, future laws. That this is what we want to be implemented in India. This is what we want how India to be ruled. But when Muslim League and Muslim came to know about these reforms, they were shocked. These proposal Nehru report, they were shocked because their fundamental demands were ignored. Then Muslim League rejected Nehru report and came with 14 point, and this was now Muslim views about future reforms. So the main agenda, the main issue during this period of time was the future reform, the constitution, the new laws which were to be introduced in India. So British had their views, Muslim had their views, Hindus had their views now. Simon Commission, Nehru report, 14 point. So British called these conferences to discuss and agree and have an agreement between all these three parties, themselves, Hindus, Muslims, and others, so that they could draft a final set of reforms and introduce in India. This is what was going on. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I was emphasized a lot upon this. I don't know why you not able to just make this a proper conceptual understanding. Only then you will be able to you know make sense and take interest and move forward with some sort of understanding. A general conceptual understanding is required. How many of you are here? I see 2, 3 boys are responding, whereas 15 present. Should I take up this matter to your parents, like discuss with them, like what's the issue? Response is zero from this or the other. I will start now, seeing at who is not responding, and I would write the name and I would directly talking to the individuals. Those who are responding, listening, following instructions, very good, great, I appreciate it. But those who are not doing it, so I will see how can I communicate and help if they are not listening to me then. And it's been like half of the class I'm discussing matters which are not actually we shouldn't be there. Anyways, is it clear that why the roundtable conferences were called?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
First
Yes.
roundtable conference failed
Yes.
because okay, first roundtable conference failed because Congress did not participate and failed in a way that some development was there. We discussed India
It's
to
not just
be
any of them
yeah
got arrested.
yeah, but without Congress, obviously nothing significant could be achieved. Now we'll see that second table roundtable conference was to be held, and what happened before this roundtable
Uh,
conference.
on Lord Irony something, he made a um, thing with Gandhi that you're not gonna ask for a separate homeland, this, and we're going to
Okay,
accept
okay.
some of his points.
Mubashir, it's quite noisy on your side. So you mute. I got your point. Okay, boys, we'll go to Muhammad Ahmad Siddiqui. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Read this first paragraph, Arya.
Despite the opposition it faced, the Commission still managed to produce a two-volume report in 1930. The report had little in it to cheer the Muslims community. Although it supported the idea of separate electorates, it rejected Muslims having one-third shape of seat in the Central Assembly and the idea of Sindh being separate from Bombay. The British then
Okay,
called her.
okay. Arya, finish.
The British then called a roundtable conference to discuss the commission recommendation.
Okay, so you see that Simon Commission report. This is Simon Commission report basically. Two-volume report, 30 presented. Muslim League, separate electorate though was supported, but no one-third seats for the Muslim in the central legislative, mean no more now seat than their population. And Sindh also rejected the idea of Sindh being separated from Bombay presidency, mean to make Sindh a full-fledged province. To discuss further matter, like this was what British wanted India, that this is what their point of view was. So discuss the first roundtable conference was held. We discussed already first roundtable conference, and then the second roundtable conference. Now in second roundtable conference, in the first, did Congress join the first roundtable conference? Was Congress present in the first roundtable conference? Any one of you? No. So now British wanted, and it was very important that the Congress should be there, because without Congress, because Congress was representing majority of the Indian population Hindus. So if they were not there, then there would not be any purpose of the conference, because even if you agree and want to implement, you can't implement without the majority consent, approval. So what happened that Lord Irwin, who was the ruler, Viceroy of India, he met Gandhi and convinced him to end the non-cooperation movement. Gandhi was on a non-cooperation movement. In 1930, he started the non-cooperation movement, and this was the Salt March. And British responded to this movement with imprisonment, use of power, etc. So the tussle between British and Congress was the on the top, very high, and now British wanted to improve relation and convince Gandhi to attend the conference. So Lord Irwin met Gandhi, and they signed an agreement, which is known as Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Now Gandhi-Irwin Pact, Gandhi agreed to join the conference and end the non-cooperation movement, and even drop the demand for complete independence to self-rule, dominion status, if British release all the prisoners, political prisoners, confiscated properties returned, and conference, whatever conference approval would be, conference suggestion would be, at the end British will accept this. So with this agreement, with this condition, Gandhi ended non-cooperation movement and joined the conference. So second
So this is
conference,
the Gandhi Irony Pact, right, sir?
Gandhi-Irwin Pact. So in the second conference, Gandhi attended, Congress attended, and Muslim League and all other attended. Now we'll see what happened in this second conference. Though it was, now there was no issue of who was, if there was anyone not present. So complete attendance mean all communities, leaders, presence was there. So we see what happened to this conference. What was achieved, what was not achieved. Was this successful or not? So were Indian and British able to move forward and agree on something that they could introduce in India, a new law, or not? So this is what we're going to see. Are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Noor Muhammad, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Why not participating, and you did not turn your camera on as well? Why? Can you tell me?
Sir, I'll turn it on.
Where? There are only four boys. Now you turned the cam on, but no image. So why didn't you do it before? You want special request all the time? Okay, I'll be talking to individuals. Like whenever I get some time, I'll be talking to the individual. Sort out who is not responding. Anyways, okay, let's start with second roundtable conference. I want this first paragraph. Noor Muhammad, you read the first paragraph here. Second roundtable conference. Hurry up.
Okay, sir. When the Indian representatives returned from the first roundtable conference, they urged Gandhi to stop his non-cooperation and agree to attend the next set of talks. In February 1931, Gandhi met the Viceroy, Lord Irwin, in the first of a series of meetings to agree the terms of future progress. Some British politicians, especially Winston Churchill, objected to Irwin holding talks with someone who had just been imprisoned for opposition to British rule. Irwin, however, understood the need to bring Congress into the discussions.
Okay, this background
So
I've already
Winston Churchill was the prime minister, right?
Yes, he was not the prime minister back in the time, but he became prime minister eventually later on. He led the World War II during
True.
time, but he was an important politician and member of the parliament. Uh, we discussed the background, Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Let me see who is there. Zain Ahmed, are you on cam? You are on cam, but you are not on cam. Both things. You displayed your this interesting background, but you are not on the foreground. Where are you? Then read the second paragraph, Arya.
Yes, sir. So on 5 March 1931, the Gandhi-Iron Pact was signed. Iron agreed to release most political prisoners and return proper, property seized by the government. Gandhi agreed to call off the non-cooperation campaign and attend the next round of talks. He also agreed to give up his demand for full independence in return for a promise that in a federal India, Indians would have a genie say in how they were governed.
Okay. So you see that Gandhi-Irwin Pact, this part is related to Gandhi-Irwin Pact, which I explained that Gandhi conditionally agreed to that if political prisoner released and if British would implement the recommendation of the conference, and he was also ready to drop the demand for full independence in favor that in federal system of India they will give Indian the real power, authority, which mean according to them like dominion status. So with Gandhi-Irwin Pact, things settled down and Gandhi joined and conference was held. The second roundtable conference took place in London between September and December 1931. The conference failed for two reasons. So this conference, one thing we come to know, that was also a failure. It failed, and it failed to achieve something significant. We'll see what was the problem. Why did now everyone was present? What was the problem? Abdurrafe, read these 2 points which are related to failure.
Okay, sir. The Labour Party had lost power in Britain, and the new co- co- coalition
Relation.
coalition government was less keen to reach a compromise in India. Gandhi took a hard line in the talks and refused to recognize the problems of the minorities in the subcontinent.
Yes, why there were two reasons what he just read it out. Number one, important one, that Gandhi took a very hard line stance. And what was hard line stance? Mean that you don't listen to others. You keep on whatever you want. You say your thing. So you show no flexibility to accept other views. And what was his view? He said that there is no issue of minorities. You understand this phrase? No issue of minorities? He said that no minorities issue. We are just a nation. We are Indians. And I'm the spokesman of whole of India. So Muslim leaders, they said what like, come on, you are the spokesperson of Hindus, not of Muslims. How can you be the spokesperson of Muslims, 70 million, 80 million Muslim? And we are not the same. We are different. We are a separate nation. We are a separate community, and you are not our representative. We are here to represent them. Did you understand what does it mean when Gandhi claimed to be the spokesperson of
Yes,
whole
sir.
India, and he
Yes.
refused to accept that there are minorities? So they said no, it's not like that. So obviously he took a hard stance to emphasize upon this that I am the only spokesperson and I represent all of India and we have no minor, we are just one. They said no. And secondly, a change in a change of government in England, back in England, because they were the host and there was a change. Labour Party was keen to, move through this all and implement or give Indian serious concession, mean more powers. But new government was keen, less interested. So that was another reason. So this is why this conference also failed to achieve anything significant by the end of the day. And there was little achievement, but still there was some achievement. We'll see in this line. Who will be reading? Hassan, you read this paragraph, last paragraph for you.
Yes, sir. Consequently, little was achieved at the conference other than an agreement that the NWFP, now Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Sindh, should be main provinces with their own governors. The British warned that if agreement could not soon be reached, they would impose their own solution to the Indian problem.
Yes. So, what was achieved in this conference? Anyone? At the end, what was achieved? Tell me. You just read it out. Huzaif Ahmed, you tell me what was achieved.
NWFP and Sindh had their own governments.
NWFP and Sindh were to be upgraded to a full provincial level with their own governor. So which meant that there was this development, and this was according to the demand of Muslim 14 points, said Sindh and NWFP to have full status of a province, mean their own assemblies, their own governor and system, etc. So they should be upgraded and they should have the same status as any of the other provinces in India. This was achieved. This was achieved, agreed. Rest nothing significant, and we discussed that why this happened. But Britain at the end, British government at the end gave a warning to the Indian. What was that warning? I want to know from Rehan Kashif. Rehan Kashif, are you there? Muhammad Rehan Kashif. Uh, yes, Rehan, Rehan Kashif, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Why you did not turn the cam on first of all?
Sir, because I'm not able to.
I don't understand this at all. I'm not able to means very vague statement. I'm not able to
Yes, sir,
mean
it's not working. That's why.
it's not working. When I say I'm not able to, maybe I'm not able to click on the turn on cam button, right? Anyways, tell me, please fix. Tell me, tell me this. My question was that what was the question? Yes, British gave Indians at the end of the conference a warning. What was that warning? Mohammed Ryan Kashif, I am talking to you. You muted the mic. What is this? I have repeated question two, three times. Are you able to answer the question or not?
No, sir.
Yes, say
No,
yes.
no,
No,
no.
you are not paying attention to. Okay, got it. Muhammad Kundi, Muhammad Kundi,
Yes, sir.
answer the question. What do you mean by yes, sir? As you saying yes, sir, as if I just called you, rang you up, and you are saying, what's the problem? Yes, sir. What's the issue? You know you are part of the class. What are we doing? Can you answer the question?
Sir, can you please repeat the question, sir, because
No,
my
I.
internet was not working.
Okay, listen. My question was that we just discussed. It's a very simple question. British warned Indian at the end of the conference that if you are not agreeing on anything, what they will be doing then. Okay, boys. I
Sir, can I
it's
answer
enough.
this?
Yes, anyone, please.
Sir, they said if they didn't if they didn't make a solution to the problem of sin being separate, so they would impose their own solution on them.
Yes, very simple. Okay, thank you. Mute your mic. Very simple point was that British warned the Indian that if you are not agreeing, you are not coming up. So then what we will do? We will go with our plan, our solution of the Indian problem. The very simple point. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So at the end, we can say that second conference also failed because of Gandhi hardline stance and because of change of government in back in Britain. But Sindh and Bombay, now Sindh and KP, Bombay, Sindh was separated from Bombay and was upgraded to a full-scale province. KP was also upgraded to a full. They agreed to upgrade KP as well as a full-scale province. These two achievements. At the end, British warned Indian, if you don't agree, we will give our own solution. Then mean our own laws. And by the end of this, British government actually introduced the communal award, a new law. And this new law was introduced by Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald. In it announced the communal award at the end of this conference, 16th of September 32. This law was very simple. Please pay attention to this. You already know we have discussed what is this. This gave the right of separate electorate to all the communities, minority communities. Now, Muslim had before, Sikh had before. It gave every community to right to elect their own representative. So, Muslim voters, Muslim representative, Sikh voters, Sikh representative, and they even gave the right to vote to separate electorate to lower caste Hindus, the scheduled caste Hindus. And weightage principle was also applied. Weightage principle mean anyone? More number of seats. Please remember these two things very clearly. What is separate electorate? What is weightage principle? Because these are the two fundamental demands of Muslims. If you don't understand these two demands, how would you be able to understand next the whole Pakistan movement?
Sir, what weightage?
Weightage principle meant that in any area, in case of election, that you are going to, let's suppose it is any province of India like Orissa or central provinces where Muslim are in minority, so they will have more seats in the assembly. In Punjab and Bengal, where Muslims are in majority but Sikh or other are in minority, so here vice versa, they are minorities. You know what is minority meaning? Minority mean that any community that has less number of people in one area, so they are minority. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So minorities to have more number of representative than their actual population. I hope you know the representation, how it is done. It is proportional according to your population. So let's suppose if you say that for every 10 people, you elect one representative. Is it clear? Okay, so
Yes.
in school, okay, let's suppose in school we form a student council and we say for every 10 students, one representative will be on this council. Now there are classes of 30, one class is of 40. So 30 class will get 3 representative, 40 class will get 4 representative, right?
Yes,
Is it
sir.
clear?
Yes,
Now
it's clear.
there is a one class which is of 10 students, they will get one representative. Now these three classes have a student council. The first two classes, which four representative and three representative, could fully control the council and could introduce whatever they want to introduce, and class with 10 student one representative would have no importance on the council, because whatever this 4 plus 3 plus 1, these 8 student council decides, they are given the authority that you can decide about certain matters. Now who will be controlling the council? The first two classes, right, with 4 and 3 representative. Their students can implement whatever their class want accordingly, but a class of 10 students with one representative will always listen to them and follow whatever they want to do. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is called representation, and this is how it works. So when Muslims say that we want more seats, it was called weightage principle. Now, what is weightage principle? That a class of 10 students with one representative, in order that this class also should have importance on the council, it should be given more representation. Mean maybe two representative for this class instead of one. They deserve one according to the population, but they get two. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Under the weightage principle, weightage you can understand by giving value. Weightage, as we say in common talks, that okay, you don't give weightage to me or weightage to my things, and you just talk about your things, right? Mean you don't give value. So here weightage principle mean giving value to the minorities so that they could protect their rights on these councils. These councils were to discuss the matters and make policies and approve laws, that area where whatever the if Punjab Assembly would decide about Punjab, etc. So this is all about second conference. Ramsey MacDonald passed this law, communal award. So what you are going to do, second conference, what was second conference and what was communal award? These two questions you should answer. Third, just 1 minute I need. Third roundtable conference, at the end they agreed because second round conference failed. So third roundtable conference finally was decided that to be held, but third roundtable conference was not attended because Congress, after communal award, they went on to again non-cooperation movement. Gandhi started even hunger strike. So Congress boycotted the second conference again. Qaeda-Azam also was not part of this, and Muslim League delegation was there, but this conference was not attended by many. So this was complete failure. Nothing significant was achieved. A reason that no serious or important leadership was there. Important leaders were there. Congress boycotted and all that. So this conference failed to achieve anything. This is how three conferences were held, and we discussed about them. Is it clear? I want you all to read up till this one, third roundtable conference, and then take notes and answer these questions. What was second, first conference, second, third, and what was community award? Only 4 mark question about these. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So in the next class, I will
Yes.
tell you
Yes,
7
sir.
and 14 mark question about the conference, and we'll continue with Chaudhry Rahmat Ali. Allah Hafiz, everyone.
Love, sir.
Allah Hafiz,
Sir.
sir.
Allah Hafiz, take care, bye.